Lesson 3.3, it's entitled In Other Words. That's an expression that we normally use in English to explain, to give more details, to say the same thing in different words. Okay, so hence why the function that we are dealing with is dealing with misunderstandings. When you have a misunderstanding, it's obvious that you're going to need expressions like this, and you're going to see vocabulary related to misunderstandings. A misunderstanding is when two people do not understand one another. Okay, there's a confusion in what one says and what the other one understands. Very typical in human communication. So we're going to learn to reformulate. So if there is a misunderstanding, obviously we need to reformulate, so to say things in a different way. And this is also something that it's very useful when you are using a foreign language like English, because most of the times your misunderstandings with other people may be derived from the fact that either you or the other person are not using the proper language, or the other person does not understand properly. So very typical situation when speaking a foreign language. You've got the first activity, to talk in pairs, but you're supposed to simply read the story here. Once you read the story, you could do the first part here, retell the story. We can do this at home. And in the second activity, activity 2A, you need to complete sentences with phrases A to H. And you've got number 1 as an example for you. It says, make sure you go to the King Street in the center of town because, and you finish the sentence with this part, because there are 2 streets with the same name. So here's the focus of confusion, okay? In activity 3A, you're dealing with misunderstandings. You're supposed to listen to your ebook by clicking on the button here, and you listen to 4 conversations on the phone in which there are some misunderstandings, and you have to, in the first part, answer what type of misunderstanding there is. In number 1, there is the wrong number. Number 2, the wrong something, okay? So you're supposed to complete the word that is missing. That activity, you're supposed to just fill it in with 1 word in the platform. Next, you have to complete the expressions here. I didn't catch any of you've lost. Could you repeat the last? Can you say that? What exactly do you, I don't get what you are, do you mean to, with one of these words in the box? All of these words, or expressions rather, are very, very useful when dealing with misunderstandings, or when you want to make sure that you're understanding the message from the other person. So these are expressions for you to remember and to try to use when doing activities in class related to this. You can even check whether they are correct or not by listening and check and make sure that you try to copy the intonation and repeat them at home. And then we're going to do the grammar part, the language bank here on page 132. So on the left hand side of the textbook, you will see some of the expressions that we see in this unit. In this lesson, I didn't catch any of that. That means I didn't understand. You've lost me. That's like, well, I can't follow you anymore. You need to repeat me. I don't get what you're saying. More or less the same thing. What exactly do you mean? You need some further explanations or clarification. Do you mean to say this is your own interpretation? You want to be checked by the other person? Can you say that again? It's just like I need repetition, reformulation, clarification, all of those. could you repeat the last part, the name? So you just need a partial repetition. Okay, you're going to do the activities then on the right hand side on page 133, which is matching these with these. In the platform you will see one and then match it with the letter, just the letter. And then you go back to page 39 where you've got activity 4A. Here there is one word missing in each response. You're supposed to complete the responses with the missing word. In the platform, for instance, this example, you will see do you, and you will have to rewrite from you until the end. So you'll write mean to say that you're going to be locked out all night up until there. Okay? Then we've got activity 5A, reformulating, right? It says read the extracts from the audio, from the previous audio, and underline 5 examples of how the speaker reformulates what he or she heard. So one example is, so you're saying, another one is, didn't you say? So this one, you just write this one and try to type in the platform the other 3.